It's been a year since I first stepped foot on the Appalachian Trail in Springer Mountain, and it's been an amazing year. After I summited Katahdin, I came home, had a few things to get sorted, and then I immediately got a job for the holiday season in retail, and now I'm doing taxes, and that's going to enable me to have my summer free. So I've already set it up to do the long trail this summer. I'm just going to do the part that I did on the AT and then shoot north and continue on to Canada through Vermont. So that's going to be amazing. I'm also got in touch with the Massachusetts trail people, and I'm going to be doing some trail maintenance in Massachusetts, and I may also be a caretaker at the Upper Goose Pond Cabin this summer. So I just kind of want to touch base on some things that worked for me, some things that didn't, things that I sent home and will probably never take with me on a long distance trail again. Some things I sent home, my roller. I brought a foam roller with me, and some nights I rolled my legs out and some nights I didn't, and I really didn't feel a difference. I'm sure it works for a lot of people, but for me it just didn't make enough of a difference to be carrying that weight, so I sent that home. I sent home my chair. I only used it a couple of times. I was either at a shelter or I was sitting in my hammock or there were logs to sit on. I really didn't need it. I still like my chair. I'll bring it out when I do 1 or 2 nights out, especially if I'm by myself, but that got sent home. I had an extra bottle to do my electrolyte mixes in, and I really didn't need that. I found that my 1 liter bottle for regular water, and then I had a smaller water bottle that I would carry regular water in if I needed to carry more through a section that was a little bit dry. But then I use that smaller bottle for my electrolyte mixes either during the day or at night when I got into camp. So what I really loved, I'm glad I bought my microspikes. They really did me well when I was in the Smokies, especially the water sources were down these steep inclines and it was all icy. So I'm really glad I had my microspikes. Those got sent home when I didn't need them any longer. The thermal hoodie that I bought, the Patagonia thermal hoodie right before I left, that was really great. It was a great mid-layer to wear. I was able to wear it hiking, and it gave me that extra warmth I needed on those chillier days. Didn't have to wear my puffy hiking, which I don't like doing and I've never done. My puffy is for when I get to camp. That thermal hoodie kept me warm while I was hiking. Also, my Arc'teryx rain jacket. It's a heavier rain jacket, but it really was needed in those colder months at the beginning, and then I had it sent back to me. I sent it home because I didn't need it in the summer. In the summer, if I got wet, I'm gonna dry out. It's warm enough, it doesn't matter. But I'm glad I got it back because, especially doing the Wildcats in the Whites, it was a miserable rainy day and the temperatures dropped, and I'm so glad I had that rain jacket to keep me dry when I got to the shelter, to be able to still be dry and not have to worry about hypothermia. My waterproof socks. I really didn't use them more as waterproof socks, but I used them as snow socks. So on those days where there was snow on the ground, and I was just wearing trail runners, so I wore my waterproof socks and they kept my feet warmer, and they also kept my feet dry. So I sent those home as well, because here again in the warmer months, if my feet got wet, it didn't matter. They were going to dry off soon enough with the warmth. What else? My NeoAir. I ended up staying in shelters a lot more than I really expected to when I first set off on this, so I'm glad I had my NeoAir short. It kept my feet warm in the winter months when I was in my hammock, but then I also carried it throughout the trip. So that way, if I did stay in a shelter, at least I had an air mattress. And there were some rainy, miserable nights where it was well worth staying in the shelter, even though I love my hammock and I still sleep in a hammock every night here at home. And my treated clothes. I'm glad I sent my clothes to Insect Shield and had everything treated. I only saw one tick on me the entire time I was out. So that was definitely worth it. Now, when I did switch up and get some just cheap running shorts from Walmart to wear for the rest of the trip, I just treated them with the Promethean every once in a while, and so that really helped as well. Some things that really were winners, my hammock setup. I am so glad that Dutchware came out with the extra pouch that I attached to the Chameleon hammock, because every night I get to camp, set everything up, everything I needed for the night was in that pouch. I'd get in and my battery was there to quickly grab to charge my phone. I'd put my clothes in there that I didn't need, or if I extra layers, if it got a little cold, I could throw those on. Everything was nice and organized and right there, quick and ready for me to grab. And that really made things so much easier, getting ready at night and also getting ready in the morning. My alcohol stove, it worked great until it started coming apart a little bit. So I did have my pocket rocket sent to me in New Hampshire, and I did finish the hike with my pocket rocket. Since then, the Trail Designs came out with a new alcohol stove, so I've gone and purchased that, and I'm going to give that a try this summer, and we'll see how that goes. I really enjoyed the alcohol stove and carrying the fuel bottle and knowing exactly how much fuel I had at all times. The fuel was really easy to get. I never had a problem getting fuel, and I just enjoyed the way it cooked. So I'm really happy with the alcohol stove. And my Ultras, I was ridiculously happy with Ultras. I only had one blister my entire time on the trail, and that was partially because it was a really wet day, and it was no big deal. I didn't have any issues. I did wear the Timps for as my second pair of shoes, and the Timps were really comfortable. However, they got holes in them much more quickly. I've since gotten a pair of the new Lone Peak 4.0s, and I really like the new materials on there. It looks like they've dealt with the issue of the front cap on the toe coming off very quickly. So we're going to give those a try this year and see how those go, but I am still going to wear Ultras. They were absolutely amazing. And one of those silly things that I kept the entire time, even though I used it maybe once or twice, was my bug head net. It only weighed an ounce. To be honest with you, when I did finally want to go find it, I didn't even know where it was. It was somewhere stuck in the bottom of my pack. But those couple times that I did use it in Massachusetts when the bugs were absolutely atrocious, it was worth having. So it's one of those things where, you might need it every once in a while, you might not, but for 1 ounce, it was worth keeping. So like I said, I'm doing the long trail this year, and I've already started planning, and hopefully I'm going to be able to continue this cycle of working my butt off during the winter and working ridiculous hours, but then being able to have my summers off. And I'm looking to maybe 2020 do the Camino de Santiago. Either that, or I'll go do about a 400, 500 mile stretch of the PCT, incorporating the High Sierra section. So we'll see. And a little bit about the non-gear and hiking side of things. Before I left on the trail, I was not a very happy person. I was miserable, and I didn't want to be around people. I didn't like people. And being on the trail really got me through a lot of that. I'm working retail again and working taxes, where I'm dealing with new people every day. And I've got a whole new outlook on life and dealing with people, and I'm happy. And I enjoy meeting new people and helping them out. And especially, you know, my retail job, I'm working at a job where I'm helping people choose items for enjoying the outdoors. And it's just been wonderful. And even with the taxes, I enjoy using the knowledge and the education that I've spent in helping people get the best deal they can in this ridiculous system that we call the American taxation system. And I really look forward to getting back on the trails and meeting new people and exploring and enjoying the nature, and also getting to do trail maintenance and trail magic to give back to what gave me. Okay, well, I had a phone call come in the middle of doing a video on my phone. So as I was saying, I'm really looking forward to giving back to the trail, because the trail has given me so much. And to anybody watching this that is just about to head out on their 2019 AT thru hike, I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Thanks.